You already know what it is. It's your boy Lightwalker X here, back with another video. And today I just briefly wanted to discuss some things that I've been seeing online regarding people who were formerly breaking down videos of the beef and now have decided to switch sides out of nowhere. Now, the whole beef, the whole internet reaction to it, the whole discourse online has gotten extremely toxic. I literally just was talking about this in my last upload about why they hate TDE so much. And in that video, I was just breaking down the reasons as to why TDE, anybody exterior to TDE, or anybody attached to TDE or PG Lang or adjacent to Kendrick Lamar, SZA, or Doechii, why they get so much hate. And I'm not talking about basic hate. Obviously, every celebrity, every influencer is going to get hate. Twitter is a cesspool for that, so we're not going to expect any better from people on those type of social network platforms, because that's literally what they do. They rage bait, they spread toxicity and false narratives just to view their delusions. So that's expected. But this is a new level of hate, and it's not just regular hate, it's a campaign. There is a goal, there is a regimen and a system. It's operating like clockwork, where it's just a non-stop hate bombardment, false narratives, and repeat just constantly. And then they just throw them at all their pages individually and then just wait for them to respond so they can wreak even more havoc. And then on top of that, they're just plotting on the next narrative and the next storyline and the next place they want to take it. It's just a whole level of new delusion that I'm just being introduced to, because I never knew it got like this. There's been a lot of things that have been happening online in the last few weeks, especially with Drake's lawsuit. Obviously, fans are coming to boycott the album. And then you also have creators now pretty much just kind of vocalizing whether or not they feel like they should react to the album. And I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to come demonize you if you want to react to it or not. It's not something that I would ever need to boycott, because I already don't listen to Drake like that. So I'm not stopping myself to do that. You know what I mean? But for other people, that may be the case. You're free to make any decision that you want. I'm just saying, if you're going to boycott, you got to boycott everything. You can't just continue to speak about him and then not listen to his album. You can't just continue to engage conversations online about him, blah, 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 this and that, but then you don't want to, stream his album or talk about his music. Boycotting means boycott all the way 100%, and that's where I'm at. But creators now feel like they might be in a tight position, trying to figure out how to move forward in a way where they feel like their integrity can remain intact. And one person that has not done that is What's the Dirt. Now, most of you probably know who What's the Dirt is, but to give you just a brief synopsis on who he is, he's a Canadian content creator who covers hip hop. Now, he had put out a video last year in the beginning of March talking about Kendrick and J. Cole potentially having a beef and having issues. At that time, people were like, whoa, what are you talking about? They're good friends. But this was before Like That. And he just dropped this video at the perfect time. The Kendrick dropped Like That, and the rest was history. So his channel blew up, and he just committed to, covering the beef at the time. Obviously, that was the hot thing. Everybody wanted breakdowns, wanted lyrical dissections, and just wanted more insight on these songs, whether it was Kendrick or Drake. What's the Dirt felt like it was his play, since he did the J. Cole video, to essentially cover all the diss tracks in the beef. Now, he did do Push-Ups, he did do Tailor Made from Drake, and then he ended up doing Euphoria and 616. The Euphoria video was an hour long, and I think the 616 video is an hour long. But out of all the breakdowns that he did, Kendrick and Drake, the 616 video is the most damaging to Drake's image. I don't want to even repeat some of the things he did. I could put clips in here so you guys can see for yourself, but these are his words. These are his words, and I want you guys to remember that.
At this point in time, Madison had just turned 17 2 months prior.
What?
And this only acts as further proof that Drake seems to allow much younger girls at his party.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
After he did the 616 video, I think that was his highest viewed video, but the video that took him the longest to do was Family Matters, which for whatever reason, it took him 3 months or however long to make the Family Matters video, and the video was 3 hours long. A breakdown for Family Matters does not need to be 3 hours long, guys. Like, this is not Titanic. We're not watching Oppenheimer. Like, I couldn't believe how many reaches he had in that video, and he reaches a lot. I like to say that he reached even in the Kendrick breakdowns too, right? But the Drake ones, he's just pulling anything out and hoping that it sticks. And that's what happened with that. And when he did the Family Matters video, he received backlash, because not only was it filled with a bunch of reaches and way too long, and it just seemed like his tone switched a lot, but at the same time, he also did something very controversial where he counted the amount of times that Drake said the word nigga in Family Matters. And his theory was that Drake said the word nigga 37 times for every year that he was born, just to prove how black he is. Drake. That accomplishes the direct opposite of what you're trying to do. Prove your blackness. If you're black, you don't need to prove your blackness. It's already there. So when What's the Dirt did that, everybody from content creators to fans were coming for him because it was stupid and it was justified in my opinion, because that is just a crazy thing to say, especially as a white man, all right, and a Canadian white man at that. So now not only that, you're white, which doesn't mean you can't speak on hip hop and stuff like that, but your perspective, when you start saying things like that, people are going to look at you sideways, and they have all the right to. Now, the people were wondering what happened in between 616 and Family Matters. Now, I did some digging, and I had actually discovered this last year, but I did notice that the date the 616 video on his channel released was June 28th, 2024. And I actually did some research, and Drake's Finsta account, the plot twist account, was created on the same exact day. So I know for a fact, right? Because that video got millions of views, but I know for a fact Drake seen that video, right? And people now have wondered within the 3-month span from when he dropped the 616 video to when he dropped his Family Matters breakdown towards the end of summer last year, people were wondering what happened in between then. Obviously, Kendrick fans came for him because he was saying a whole bunch of craziness. But when he dropped the 616 video, there were so many Drake fans that were coming for him saying they wanted to kill him, that he was stupid. They were talking about a whole bunch of things that were insane for someone to read. Previously, he broke down the tailor-made and, the push-ups. I wasn't upset, right? Now, I can't speak for every Kendrick fan, but I'm not upset. You got to break down the songs. But if you're going to reach, people should be allowed to call out the reaches. And there were tons of them. So he, I think, felt very attacked that people, for whatever reason, weren't appreciating what he did in the Family Matters video. And it's very easy to see because you filled the video with reaches, you filled the video with nonsense. People aren't going to like that and they're going to respond in that manner. But on top of that, he also did attack some popular content creators like The Company Man, Curtis King, Deleted, and essentially all of them combined packed What's the Dirt out during the second half of 2024 to the point where his channel lost subscribers, he lost views, and he's just not getting the same traction that he once was. But now, What's the Dirt has since then been sponsored by Happy Dad, a company that is owned by the Nelk Boys and partially owned by Drake. The Nelk Boys and Drake are, good friends. But on top of that, they also sponsor academics as well. So that's something to keep in mind. But ever since the whole pack outs and people coming for him, the Kendrick fans coming for him and other content creators kind of finishing him off, he fully turned OVO, right? He doesn't hide it anymore. So now his videos are about Kendrick's domestic abuse allegations. Anything to slight Kendrick Lamar and make Drake look better, he will do. And that's fine. You go all the way, you go ahead and do that, right? But don't get mad when people call you out. So people have been wondering what happened in between that 2 to 3 month span in the summer when he dropped the 616 video to Family Matters. What made him change? What made his tone change? Now, everybody likes to theorize that he was bought out, right? That's the easy thing to assume. But my theory is that since Drake did make this plot twist account where he keeps posting these fake deep pictures and trying to be deep like Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that, which he never was. Ever since he created that account, it's my theory that at some point after that, he contacted, or his people contacted What's the Dirt. Now, this is all alleged. We don't know, right? This is just theories of mine, right? But I think the 616 video is obviously what prompted Drake or his people allegedly to contact What's the Dirt, to give him the sponsorship allegedly, or just to have him under their payroll, or maybe he's doing it for free. 9 times out of 10, these Drake fans will do it for free. They don't care. They don't want money. They are doing it for free on Twitter every day. So it's not hard to go find loyal people who will do and ride for you without any recognition. Academics does it as well. You know what I'm saying? You just slide them a sponsor and that's fine. You know what I mean? So this is all alleged. Just keep that in mind. But I do think that 616 video is the real reason why he switched sides, why they contacted him, why they compelled him to push narratives on our behalf. Now, we don't know what happened. Like I said, I'm going to repeat this over and over again that this is all alleged. But since I did notice that his plot twist account was created on the same day that What's the Dirt dropped the 616 video, maybe Drake panicked. Maybe Drake was tweaking. Maybe he was like, hold on a second. We gotta talk to this guy because he did a little too much research. Not even a little too much. He did a lot of research.
I even found some footage of this exact Drake Memorial Day party where you can tell that the women in attendance, to me, don't really look like grown women.
Huh?
And to make it even worse, up until now, What's the Dirt has privated his 616 video because as of late, he's come out to say, UMG doesn't have any evidence on Drake talking to minors, allegedly talking to underage girls. He doesn't have any evidence of that. But at the same time, you're the one saying that. You were the one who made this video with all this evidence. And this is what you found, right? Now, imagine if people were to do even more deep dives into the matter. That would be crazy. So it's very clear that you're doing this, whether you're getting paid or you're doing it for free. You're grifting the fan base of OVO because it pays your bills now. Everybody knows Kendrick fans and lyrical hip-hop fans and hip-hop fans in general like dissecting lyrics, and that's who he catered to when he first started his channel. But now he only caters to Drake fans who don't care about lyrics. They care about metrics. And that's just what it is. This is not me to come and attack anybody else's channel, because I'm a small channel myself. I'm just trying to grind myself, but I'm just giving advice and perspective on the matter. And I wouldn't compromise my channel or my image or my career for any celebrity, any one person, right? So the fact that these people willingly do this for Drake, expecting some type of gift or handout, it just means you just gave a price for your soul. And that's how I look at it, right? I can't be bought. You're not going to persuade me. I'm gonna say what I want. And at the end of the day, it's just something very interesting to see when people switch sides so suddenly and claim that they're not getting paid, they're doing it for the goodness of their heart, or whatever it may be, whatever excuse it may be. It just baffles me that you were willing to grift so hard for the same fan base that said the most disgusting and vile things about you last year, right? And the only reason why he hates Kendrick fans and people on the hip hop side, Company Man, Deleted, Curtis King, etc., and this goes for the Drake fans as well, is because we hold people accountable, right? We break down things. We don't talk about numbers as the main talking point of a conversation, and we just want the music to be appreciated. And if we feel like you're attacking people who are representing the culture and hip hop and music in the right way, then we're 100% gonna come for you and let you know about yourself and tell you, hey, you thought you had all this power, you really don't. And he is the prime example of that. So you guys let me know what you think about that. Canadian counterparts going crazy. You're doing this for people who don't give two shits about you. As if you were to switch sides again and come to Kendrick, they would be coming for you night and day, 24/7. So I just find it ironic that he's willing to grift so shamelessly, but it is what it is. So you guys let me know what you think about that down below. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to stay blessed and stay tuned.
Tell me, I don't want to talk on no selling. You know I got language barriers. There's no accent you can sell me. You're cold and ivory, you know I'm a selfish. The crown is heavy. I pray they ain't my real friends. If not,